All right, in this video, we're going to chat about what some of the career opportunities are for a health coach or a natural nutrition coach.
Lynn, you had a great list we were talking about just before we started the video. Maybe you could list off some of those. We can talk to them.
Yeah, I'll quickly list off the overarching positions that you can grab in different places, and then we'll each share a little bit of our own journeys. I think would be a great way of doing this. So, wellness centers, weight loss centers, gyms, rehabilitation centers, corporate environments, clients' homes, one-on-one, online, community centers, health clubs, fitness studios, hospitals, medical offices, naturopathic doctors, health insurance companies, and other educational institutions. And obviously, there is so much more to this. Food prep, restaurants, menu creation. The food industry looks to create really nutritious menus often, especially if you have a farm to table environment, something along those lines. So there's lots of room, and it's really about the creativity and where your other passions lie. Maybe you have some other certifications that you can pair this with. But for me, I've worked all over the place. I'll let you guys share your experiences, and then I'll go on with mine.
Lynn, thank you for that comprehensive list. There are so many places where you can go with a certification in nutrition. Personally, I focus on corporate work in addition to teaching, and I just kind of fell into that actually while I was teaching. My students went off to work at different corporations, and they would contact me whenever they needed someone to come in and speak on nutrition. So I was able to build my practice and my business based off those referrals. Thank goodness they started early on. And while I've been while engaging in this corporate work career, aside from going in and giving presentations and lunch and learns, there's on-site consulting, or some of it now is virtual, one-on-one consulting. But I've also been paid to go in and help identify new items to place in vending machines on site at companies, to revamp the cafeteria menus, to work with the executives, not only one-on-one, but also various coaching programs with them. So this and working with personal trainers in the gyms. So the scope is huge just in that area alone. Contributing to newsletters, blogs, corporate blogs. So there's a lot that going to wellness fairs, all kinds of opportunities there. And that's just the corporate nutrition part of it. Of course, as you said, one-on-one practice, which can happen anywhere. It can happen in your home. It can happen virtually. It can happen at a wellness center, at a fitness center, at a community center, as you said, and medical clinics. We work sometimes alongside medical doctors, naturopathic doctors, many other practitioners, working inside a wellness clinic where there are various practitioners like chiropractors or homeopathic physicians or herbalists, etc. You cross refer, you get together and talk about your clients and how you can each contribute to enhancing their well-being. So those are some of the very fun aspects of working in a nice environment like that, collectively with other experts.
And I came from a fitness background. I was a personal trainer prior to studying nutrition. And I'm the reason I got into studying nutrition is because I realized as a personal trainer, there was that missing piece. So studying the nutrition gave me that missing piece to help my clients be even more successful. And so you can be in the fitness world. You can be, for example, I talked on another video about someone I spoke with who was a physical therapist and was starting a business, and she wanted to incorporate nutrition so she could work with her clients. So anything in the fitness or allied health industry, if you wanted to incorporate nutrition as a separate vertical, additional revenue stream, but other things that you can do, I'm thinking specifically of the supplement industry. They're always looking for representatives, and someone that has a formal nutrition background, coaching background would find that very interesting. Also, even working at health food stores and helping to counsel clients on which supplements would be best for them. You can even do nutritional consults or coaching at the health food store or through the health food store. So, I mean, there's so many different opportunities. And Lisa talked about education. That's a huge thing. You can work in the community, doing education, seminars, webinars, group coaching. Just so many opportunities.
Mhm. Yeah, when I first started, actually, I think the same week that I finished classes when I was studying nutrition, I booked the public library, I booked the conference room and gave a seminar to my community, and it was a full house. I didn't expect anybody to show up, but I had like 35 people show up on a Friday night to hear what I had to say about nutrition, and that was so interesting because I wasn't sure at the time. This was a long time ago, but I wasn't sure if there would be much interest. And it was just so random. There's a poster up at the library saying, free nutrition workout, come on by. But I had so much interest, and it got me very motivated and very excited to just do more. And I didn't have to do any more of those freebies though, because like work picked up like very, very quickly. And I got quite a few clients just out of that one session. So it's interesting. People talk, word spreads, and it's not hard to build a business once you get out there and you get started. And Heather, you talked about the supplement industry. That is our domain. There isn't another profession that really hones in on nutritional supplements as much as we do. Naturopaths, they do obviously recommend supplements, but they use a lot of herbs and different types of medicines. Certainly dietitians are not educated in that area. This is our territory. So we learn about the supplements that are available at the health food store. So when your client wants to take a multivitamin or wants to take a B complex, or when you're recommending a magnesium supplement, this is our area of expertise. We are best suited to guide them there. So there are many, many professional opportunities for us in the nutritional supplement industry.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, my career has been all over the place. I mean, I started out in a gym working with clients there and sharing the space. So I had an office there 2-3 times a week. And so I would meet with clients who were interested. So that was where my career started. At that time, I didn't quite understand the coaching aspect as well, because the program that I took focused solely on nutrition and not so much the lifestyle factors. And so people weren't necessarily getting the results that I was looking for. And so I was like, well, what do I do in order to get people to actually just eat the food that I'm recommending? So if I'm going to give them a meal plan and they're not going to follow it, how do I get them to make that, to actually eat that food on the meal plan? And so I actually started a meal prep business, which was very successful, catered to people's lifestyle and medical issues if they had them. And that was really quite a successful company. I taught cooking classes, held workshops, did grocery store tours. I worked at one of the nutrition schools. So I started out kind of in that realm. And now for me, I think always I've been really interested in the cooking and preserving of food and how to go out into nature and actually find nutritious food outside of our house and outside of the grocery store. So for me now, it's changed into how do we grow the most nutritious food possible? How do we stay connected to our local markets and local economy, and educating people around growing food and why it's important. So I think the career opportunities, like I said in previous videos, are vast, and we need to understand what our passions are and what drives us, and eventually we'll find our niche within the health coaching or nutrition industry based on those passions that we have at the base or previous experience, like you guys have said, Heather, with the fitness industry and other things. Yeah, I think there's so much we can do.
And having taught nutrition for about 25 years now, the students that I meet when they're starting their nutrition education, very few are exactly certain about where they want to take this new information. When I started studying nutrition, I wanted to teach. I felt like the impact of changing my diet was so life-changing for me, and I wanted to share my message with anybody I came across. So I wanted to teach, and I do. I teach all the time, but I teach in different forums. I teach at schools. I teach, in corporate settings, etc. You teach your clients every day, but when I started my practice, although my intention was to teach, it was also things just grew. Like Lynn said, you work with clients or with students and realize, okay, well, they know what they should eat, but they have no idea how to cook it or how to prepare it. So out of that, you start doing cooking workshops. So I did cooking workshops out of my own kitchen once a month. And out of that, I ended up writing my first cookbook because, people wanted the recipes and they wanted the information, but some of them didn't live close enough to come for a cooking workshop. So they ordered the book, and the book ended up selling over 5,000 copies within the first couple of years. Again, it was something that it was just like a private little project for me. I didn't even intend for that to happen, but your career just evolves, right? It develops based on what your clients want, people you meet, how your interests change as you realize what other people's needs are. So, if you're in business for yourself, then you don't have to finish your program with a very clear idea or specific idea of what exactly you want to do. But if you're totally lost and nervous about starting a career in nutrition, use the strengths that you already have, the information, the education that you already have, and start from there. If you are in a specific industry, then figure out how you can tie the industry that you're in currently with your nutrition education. Some of my colleagues worked for companies like Canadian Tire, for example, who at the time they didn't even have a wellness department. And while they were office workers, they were in administration, they had their nutrition education and pitched a job as either a on-site nutritionist at the organization, and it was actually agreed to. So now they have a fully operational wellness department that started from one person with a certificate in nutrition suggesting a new job on site. So, and I've heard this story repeatedly. So there are countless opportunities. One of another colleague of mine, she is a musician, and she writes songs about food that she then records, and it's mostly designed for children, but she's invited to schools, she's invited to birthday parties and different events to sing about and thereby teach the participants about healthy eating and nutrition. That is the coolest idea ever, right? So she's incorporating her two passions, one music and one nutrition. So that's a good place to start, and the rest of it will evolve and develop as time goes on, and opportunities will present themselves.